welcome or welcome back to the Centered Yarnist podcast. My name is Hannah and I'm coming to you from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Today I have a little bit of a different episode. This is my Maryland sheep and wool experience. So I attended Maryland sheep and wool for the first time. I guess it's almost been 2 weeks now. And I hadn't been to that fiber festival yet, and I just wanted to share my experience and some of the things that I got. So here's the program. So it was May 4th and 5th, and that entire weekend was rainy. I was following a lot of the social media posts on the 4th, and people had really good things to say. So I headed up on the 5th. I got there right when it opened, around 8:40. It was raining, had an umbrella, but it was actually a delightful experience because there weren't a whole lot of people, I'm sure, because of the rain. So I had a really good parking spot, walked right in. It was busy, but there weren't lines. I didn't have to wait for anything. And based on a lot of the vendors I talked to, I think it was kind of slow for the day, but that made for a really good first experience. I don't feel like I got to experience everything, because I definitely think I would have stayed longer and done some food and that kind of thing. But it was great to be able to kind of go see what it was all about. So I think the main thing that stuck with me, because I have been to the Shenandoah Fiber Festival I've been going to for the last couple of years, but the sheer magnitude of Maryland sheep and wool was crazy. So I feel like in the center is where they had a lot of the vendors. It was yarn, spinning, weaving. They had some like contests, demonstrations, all of that. That was kind of in the center. And then the way I came in, off to the left, there were entire barns full of sheep, lots of fiber. It was crazy. And then to the left, there were like a ton of food vendors and activities. Had it been sunnier, I probably would have stayed and enjoyed that portion. But I was just kind of trying to get my feet wet and see what was going. Well, actually, I was trying to keep my feet dry, but get my feet wet, dip my toes into the Maryland sheep and wool. But yeah, it worked out. I had my backpack, umbrella, waterproof boots, and that was a great setup for me. Anything I got, I could put in my backpack. I was dry. I was happy. I think the other people that were there were happy too. So that was great. So I guess I'm just going to show you what I ended up with. I didn't go to the Fiber Festival with a plan. I think about halfway, I just kind of wanted to see what was there. See what, I don't know, what kind of different stuff they had. I was looking, no, I don't even think I was really looking for anything. And then about halfway through, going through all the vendors, I remembered kind of my Shenandoah Fiber Festival mentality, which is like, wait, let me get the stuff that I don't see all the time, that I don't personally have access to, or that maybe I haven't seen on the internet, not my regular stuff. So about halfway through, I got oh wait, I remember why I'm here. I remember what I'm looking for. So I don't have all of the vendors' names. I've tried to link everything that I could find, but I didn't get like a bunch of business cards or anything like that. Like, I was just kind of there to experience it. But the first thing that I ended up with that I have never seen before, but after going to their website, like it's phenomenal. They have a ton of different lines, a ton of different fibers and that kind of thing. But I've been on a summer kick lately, and this guy caught my eye right off the bat. So it's a marled, it has like a black base and it's marled, and it has a bunch of pastel colors. So there's like a pink, purple, yellow, blue. Yeah, and so I got this for a summer top. And this is Jody Long Flora. It's 100% cotton, and it is a DK weight in the colorway Peony, or Peony, however you say that. So I got 3 balls of this. I was standing in line to check out, and I had 2 balls. And then I was like, wait a minute, I've never seen this, which again, you can readily get it available. It's on the internet, but I haven't been exposed to it, so I wasn't sure. I went ahead and did get a 3rd ball. I said, hang on, let me just grab the other one over here, just in case, because I didn't want to run out. I've already started using it. That's why there's only 2 balls here, because one's already being used, and making a tank top out of this. So my second purchase was this sock yarn. So as you can see, this is like burn your eyes out pink, and it's got the sparkle base to it. I saw this particular color at, I don't know, maybe the first 10 booths that I went to at the Fiber Festival, and it caught my eye, but not enough to touch it. I'm not sure what it was about Tempting You Yarns, EWE, but I went over and picked it up. I think just because I had seen it so many times that I was like, okay, I have to touch it. This is the You So Happy Sparkle sock. It's 85 superwash merino, 10% nylon, 5% stellina. And it is, I didn't even realize this, but it's 125 grams and 480 yards. So I think if I had known that it was 125 grams, I wouldn't have gotten this for the purpose of socks. I probably would have bought one more and, I don't know, maybe tried to do a shawl or something, because I feel like 125 grams is like, it's a treat. But the reason I bought this is because of the colorway name. And I guess I'm not going to say it. I'm not sure quite how the internet works with censoring and stuff. I'm not going to say it, but as soon as I picked it up and flipped it over and saw the colorway name, I was like, done. This is the one. Oh. There we go. And that's the colorway name for that one. So, as I said, this one will end up being a pair of socks. Just super sparkly, super fun. And I don't know what I'll do with the rest of it, but yeah. And then this yarn dyer, let's see, I believe the link that I posted, they're with Clover Hill Yarn, and that's kind of where I found a lot of their other colors, and their presence online is best found, I think, through that. So the third thing I got was something that I have been interested in that I just haven't bought yet. And they had a ton of different kinds. So this is the Yarn Snuggler. Let's see. And this is MidMitten Designs Yarn Snuggler. And I've got their link to this stuff. So basically this is just, that's cute. It is just a like sock to put your yarn ball in. It keeps it together. I'm super excited about it, and this one seems to mimic that bag that was super popular where it had like the knit stitches on the outside and then purl on the inside. I love that bag. I don't have one, but I'm excited to use this because there's so many times that like your ball just starts going everywhere and it's crazy. So this one, actually I hadn't pulled this off before, and it says, I knit so I don't unravel. So that's really cute. They had a ton of those, so I thought I would try that one out. And then in one of, I think it was the main haul, I finally found the main haul, because initially I was talking to one of the vendors and I was like, is this it? Like, I don't think this is it. And she explained to me, no, like, just keep going. Keep going until you hit trees. And so I finally found the main haul, and in the main haul was the Miss Babs setup, and there wasn't a line. I've heard so many times that you have to get there, head right there, be the first in line to actually get in there, but there wasn't a line. And that booth was so overwhelming with all of the colors. I couldn't even, I don't know. But before I left, I did see this bag, and it's like a sock size bag, and I just had to get it because of the saying. So that was my first Miss Babs purchase, and I'm extremely happy with it. And it's a perfect size for socks. So I have what I call bus socks, where basically it's socks that I knit while I wait for the kids' bus. It goes to like any performances they have, or anytime I have to sit around with the kids, I bring it. And so I think this will just be perfect. So I can just hang it here, knit and walk, knit and listen, knit and watch, whatever it is. So I like the saying on that bag. My next stop was the Loop Fiber Studio, and this is Yin Yang. Let's see, and I got this one actually. So I have made something from this yarn. This is the softest yarn, and I made 2 of my kids' fingerless mitts out of 1 skein of this yarn. But the reason I got this one is because it's mill ends. And so you can see that it's not exactly even. Like there's some, I don't know, maybe you can't see it. There's some like inconsistencies in here, but I really like yarn that uses mill ends. I don't like it when things go to waste. And so I just thought I would get 1 skein of this for me. Now, interesting, when I went to go find the link for the website, I started to understand the point of the Yin Yang Yarn, which is you can buy 2 colorways with like the opposite colors. So it makes really beautiful like shawls, anything that you want like contrasting. It's actually like, it's not contrasting, it's like completely corresponding. And I thought that was really interesting, and I can't believe that I had like overlooked that or misunderstood that before. So, but yes, this is like, I don't know, soft as butter. I love it. The next thing I got, and I think it was right around here, yeah, between Miss Babs and the loops is where I was like, oh, wait a minute, I remember what I'm supposed to do. I find things that I can't normally get my hands on. So one of the booths was Aboundingful Farm Kettle Dyed Yarn. And this is a 50% superwash merino, 30% nylon, and 20% Angora. And I thought that I had never knitted with Angora, but on my way home I was like, wait a minute, you did do one thing with Angora before. But this is extremely soft, and I think extremely beautiful. Yep. So this is a fingering weight yarn. And again, the only thing on my mind, because I knew I wasn't going to be buying sweater quantities or anything, were socks. So I think this might be socks. I don't think I can find the same like fiber to match to like add to it to make something different. But we will see. I mean, who doesn't want 20% Angora socks? That sounds delightful. So, but this one I'm excited about because when I went to go link it, they don't have a whole lot on their website. So I do feel like I got something that I wouldn't normally be able to find when I bought this. So the next place I stopped, or I bought something at, was Cottontail Farm, Virginia. And this booth was amazing. They had everything. They had yarn, bags, and tools. So I ended up in the tool section, and I try to only buy tools that I need or will use, and I feel like I'm starting to understand what that is now. So I got this, which is hat cast on. So I love this because it has all of the sizes from preemie to adult, and it has all of the weight from sock to super bulky. And it tells you how many stitches you're going to need to cast on, and that's perfect because especially around Christmas time, I always end up making hats, and every single time I have to look it up and find a pattern to find out how many to cast on. Even if I'm just doing like even if I'm just doing a basic stockinette hat with like a rib brim, I always have to look it up. So now I feel like I don't have to. And this is kind of big to like be dangling on something, but I'm sure it'll be great on my regular bag. And then of course at the checkout, I saw this guy. He's tiny. So, and it's their Maryland sheep and wool little stitch marker. So I added that on, and this is going to go on something that I will show you. It's going to go on a bag. It's going to be a bag pull because I think it's great. So my favorite booth of all was all by itself. It wasn't, they were in a tent. It was all by itself. And I hit the jackpot when I went to this place. It's called Stunning String Studio. Okay, and this, I don't know, I'm going to be on this website again. I think one of the main things they had was they had a national park, like, book where you can do a hat for every national park. And maybe every state, I can't remember, but it was a really neat booth, and they had, you know, tools, stitch markers, point protectors, all that. So the first thing I got, they had their own Maryland sheep and wool bag, and I got it in pink. So that's where that tab is going to go. It's going to go right here, and this is going to be my Maryland sheep and wool bag. So I actually have like one tool bag that I like take everywhere, or that I use everywhere, and I think I almost have enough supplies to make 2 bags. So I'm going to turn this one into my primary bag, and then I will have a second one, but this is where I'll keep like tape measures, stitch markers, all that kind of thing. But I thought it was super cute. And as far as tools, I ended up getting what they call stunning stitch sliders. So I'm sure everybody's seen these. I have some for like a worsted weight, but I didn't have a fingering weight. So this is the size small. And I know I will use these, and because I can't use my fingering weight ones for fingering weight. So I'm super excited about that. And it says, I thought it said how many yards it was, but I guess not. Okay, and this is my prized possession from the Maryland sheep and wool. This was my absolute favorite thing. I think I did not know this was even a thing before I saw it. But here it is. And that, my friend, is a buffalo. Specifically, an American bison. And this is American Bison yarn. It's a hat kit. So it comes with this cute stitch marker of a bison, cute bag of a bison. So now I have another bag that I guess I can use for stuff when I'm done. Let's see, and then inside it, so what it does, it's the American Bison Hat Kit. So you go online, and I believe the pattern's included. Yeah, pattern code on back. Yeah, so the pattern for this hat is included, and you get enough yarn to make the hat, which is really all of the bison that I can really afford. But this is a limited edition color, which is Maryland Red Crab. And they call this a crab cake. It is 50% bison down, 50% mugga silk, and it is 150 yards, which is 50 grams, and it's a DK weight. And I thought this was amazing. I love the color. I love that it has to do with Maryland. And I love that it's a fiber that I've never even heard of, much less used. So, and then when you're done, it has a tag. Whoop, hang on. There we go. It has an American Bison tag that you can sew on the hat. Yep, so this is my prized purchase from Maryland Sheep and Wool. Saving the best for last, and I think that actually legitimately was my last purchase and the last booth that I bought anything in. So I just wanted to come on and tell you all about that. I guess I'm considering this a special episode, which is so funny because when I started I was like, well, I don't think I'm even going to do an acquisition section because, I don't know, I didn't think that I had enough or consistently had enough. But I think I will review the fiber festivals that I go to. I think, again, a backpack for Maryland Sheep and Wool, or any fiber festival for that matter, so you can put things in your backpack. Obviously an umbrella if it's rainy. I get angry when my feet are wet, so waterproof shoes are a must. And then just comfortable clothes and a good attitude. Sometimes the rain keeps the crowds away, and that made my first experience amazing. Because I didn't have to stand in line, I didn't have to fight crowds. I could kind of see what was going on and then choose where I wanted to go. And I think there were only a couple of booths that I avoided just because it wasn't anything I was interested in purchasing. But I think they said it was over 240 vendors. I don't know if I can find that right off the bat in here. But, and again, if it's not raining, there's definitely maps and keys in the guide, but I didn't pull those out. I just went with it. But super fun experience, and yeah, I would definitely recommend going. Anyway, I will keep this one kind of short, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.